Okay guys, we will start. I think everyone can hear me. If you can, just ping me or put out yourself and just let me know. Hello, anyone? Can you hear me? Okay, okay, we got the response. Okay guys, this is my first webinar, so please forgive me if I make any mistakes. So today we are going to talk about HTML. So I made some slides for this. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So let's divide these multiple words and make sense about each of them. What is hypertext? So hypertext is something which is just an improvement of modern text. We have normal text. Hypertext means which have some functionality to this to it, like links, the text which have links to another hypertext pages, something like that. So which can perform some advanced tasks rather than dumb text. That's what called hypertext. And markup means anything that can be changed, anything that can have some more functionalities to this. That's it. That's what hypertext markup language is. It's a markup language, not a programming language. So Tim Berners-Lee is the guy who invented HTML in 1991. In the old days, we don't have some kind of communication. So in old days, we depend on radio waves. I mean, through audio only we are able to communicate with one computer to another. So those days scientists are looking for some kind of technology which can show some static pages or static content so that everyone can see that. So those times Tim Berners-Lee invented a static markup language called HTML, which is hypertext markup language. In 1991 he came up with that, and that's what we are using now. So let's code. We don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll make a folder on desktop. Get into that folder and I'll open VS Code in that folder. I just create a file with the name of index.html. Normally in a folder, regularly they name it as index.html. I think someone is joining. Okay. I think those guys who have joined now, they are going to miss the topic. Okay, no problem. You can close this. They usually name the first file as index.html file. The server also look for index.html file in the particular folder. That's the first file which is going to be executed in a specific folder. You shouldn't have multiple files naming index in a specific folder, I guess. So let's see what happens if we open this file in browser. HTML files are used to display some content in browsers. That's the whole point of HTML files, right? So I'll close under. So So I have something called live server. It's an extension for VS Code which will open a blank file. We don't every time we save the file, it will automatically refreshes, so that I don't have to refresh every time. That's the useful of this. So if you can see here, this is a blank page. We don't have anything. It's just a blank document or blank tab that we open in browser. Browser is a it's a program. Basically, it's a program which passes HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code. That's it. We don't have more than that. So if I put something here that makes sense to the browser, then the browser displays it. That's the main point of HTML here. So the HTML tags begin with simply HTML. So these are the angle brackets, we call them. The HTML code should sit inside these two tags only. Every HTML tag starts with angle bracket and the tag name, and closes with angle bracket, and we have to close the same thing with slash here. That's it. We have to put every content inside this only, whatever comes. I think there is another one called head. So head is something which browser don't display. These are the things that browser uses to make sense of what kind of web page it is, and what are the things that it should know about the web page. That's it. These are the things that we put in head. So title is, if you see here, there is some random. I think someone is trying. Okay. So if you see here, I'll make. So if you see here, there is some random text here, 127.0. something. If you go to Google, you will see something like Google. This is the title. This is the title of the web page. Okay. So to make that, here we have to specify that specific title here. That's it. Today I'll say something like webinar. Okay. So if you go here and if you refresh, you'll get webinar here. That's the title. Okay. Thank you. Got it. And body tag. Okay, body. So everything which we have to display in this white thing, so we have to put inside the body tags. These angle brackets are called tags in HTML. We will discuss about that later in depth. So this, whatever the content goes inside this page, this blank white page should be put here in the body only. So HTML is something like a tree structure. That's it. Okay. So first goes HTML. It's like we are taking the whole this page. This whole tab is regarded as HTML, and head is regarded as this thing which won't show in the page. It will come here only, like in the head or something which goes in the background. That's it. So in body, where the real content lives. So in body, like I'll say my name. I say here, it will come here. That's it. So I think we should write hello world first, so that it will become our first hello world photo. Hello world, yeah, great. We got the hello world. So whatever you want to see in the the page, we have to write inside body tags. Okay, I think you got it. So if you have any doubts for now, you can ping in the chat so that I can know. Okay, can you give some use cases where it's useful before start coding? What do you mean by use cases, bro? Like web pages?
So yeah.
So where we use HTML, that's it, right?
Yeah. Can you open Google?
Okay.
Just a new tab.
Okay.
HTML page. I mean, so it's to develop a HTML is you guess anyone so it's a starting language for you people. That's about it. You can more key.
I think I lost signal. Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Yeah, okay. Okay. Bro, you are saying something, I lost signal. Can you repeat it again? Okay. Anything like a basic document created that your system. Yes. 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 I don't know who is that. Okay. I think you are saying something about Google. If you inspect this page, you will see whole source code of HTML here. This is the HTML they use to display this specific Google home page. We are there. So they use HTML tags, they use head, they use body. They put everything inside these tags. If you see here, so if you want to display any web page, inside in browser, you have to use HTML. That's it. You don't have any other things. I think that's what the bro is saying. I guess that's it, right? Okay. Okay. I think everyone is clear up until now. So I'll start showing some tags and some contents so that it will make more sense. Things inside yourself. I think we can use source code of Google page but can't alter the body using HTML in that page. Uh, I think I didn't understand your question. Yes. Don't know what you are asking. Okay, Asma. Okay, hi Asma. So can you describe your question? Okay, but can't alter the body using HTML in that page.
Hello.
Yeah, go on.
What I'm asking is, we can use the Google source code, which is displaying, like we just displayed it, right?
Yeah, okay, I'll display once again so that I can.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, there is source code in the Google page, right?
Yeah.
The HTML source code. Yeah, there is certain elements added in it so as to display how the page is displayed for us right now. But what I am asking you is, can we change the body of the Google page? Because do we have access to it? Like example, if we use the same tags and all, Can we create a Google page with some other elements?
with some
You
other
got my
elements.
point?
So no.
Like what I'm asking.
You
We
want to
don't have
change.
access, right?
We don't have access. We don't go to their server and we are not changing their HTML code. In our local, we
Yeah.
can change, I guess. Local,
Yes,
we can
yes.
change.
Yeah, that's my doubt. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. If anyone have any other doubts, you can ping us. Yes, in local only. You cannot change on servers. I think I'll take that as S and we can mute us now. So as we see here, so in HTML to display comments, so we use these tags, something like angle brackets and exclamation mark followed by two dashes, and we put whatever comment we need and we end that here. Okay, so I'll delete this everything. uh, okay, so the main usefulness of VS Code is we can display this boilerplate code using just one tab. That's it. It will display all the boilerplate code for us. We don't have to write everything HTML body, every web page we are creating, so that it will make more sense. And it will add some useful things like this meta viewport, which makes our page on a web page responsive for both small handheld devices and also for desktop devices. And meta cassette means text encoding algorithms, right? We have something like ASCII. I think someone is on not meta. No, it should be on. Okay, like ASCII and something else. ASCII generally consists of 128 characters, right? So UTF covers almost all characters, like our local languages, like emojis, everything. If you put ASCII here, or if you don't put UTF-8, I think modern browsers will make sense of it. For old browsers, we have to put meta cassette UTF-8 so that they understand our local languages also, and it will display it, or else it will display some random characters like question mark, hash, something like that. So we are putting HTML language English. We are writing the HTML in English, right? So that we are mentioning the language. And here doc type HTML means we are using HTML5 tags. We are telling the browser that we are going to use HTML5 tags. If we mention this thing at the start of the web page, so that browser knows that we are going to use HTML5 tags, and the browser get ready for that. So I'll put some comments. So if you don't know to put comments are some think we comments are something that browser won't render or won't display on the web page. If you write something, if you want to track of what code we are writing there, if you want to make sense of the code, we put some comments what we are writing in the bottom or above, so that if anyone going to work on that in the future, they are going to make sense of them. That's why we wrote comments mostly. So to write comments in HTML, so we'll put like this, and the VS Code generally gives us the remaining part, and we are going to put whatever message we need, something like hello world. So if we render this, the browser won't show this thing. If you go here, the browser won't show. If we don't put something like that, hello world, we put here, it will render that, if you can see. If I make this also comment, then it won't render. That's it. I think now you know about the comments. So I'll put some comments so that So what I'm going to talk about, I made some comments, that's it. So let's talk about elements first, HTML elements. Okay. Elements is simply HTML tags, or we have several. Here the body is an element, the head is an element, HTML itself is an element here. So how do we define an element? So let's say we want to display text in the browser. We have something called paragraph element or tag. So both are same. For displaying paragraph, we have something called P. So P. So to display paragraph, we put P in between angle brackets, and we will close that using VS Code simply gives that. So we'll close that para using this, using slash and P. If you put anything inside these tags, that is going to be an element. So let's say I'll just go with hello world again. So if you can see here, this is an element. If I can inspect this, if you can see more clearly. The browser will display differently so that we can see what it is. You can see this is an element. So it has some margin. It's like a box. That's it. If you put another element below here, there will be another box. That's it. These are the elements in HTML. We just have to mention these tags. Tags are like P. We have several tags in HTML. So that's it. That's all about elements. As you know, this tag name goes here and the content goes inside of it, and we'll close it with a tag. That makes us an element in HTML. That's it. So let's talk about headings in HTML. So there are 6 headings in HTML. Like from H1 to, we call it from H1 to H6. So if you view H1, and this is what we call emit in VS Code. It will automatically prints the tag for us. If I specific tab here, if I click tab here, it will put that thing there. So if I give hello world here, now we can see with some big font size. Everything comes with big font size, and it has some higher margin, higher font size. Browser automatically gives us some styles for this. It will make us bold. It will give us font size, margin, something like that. So we have around 6 headings like this. Copy this so that you can see what are the font sizes we have, headings we have. If you can see here, these are the 6 headings. The first one will be big, second one is somewhat small regarding to H1, third one is H3, that's it, that goes on. These are the various headings we have in HTML. So if you want to put some heading, you can use H1 or H2 as well, something like this, whatever your preference is. So to display paragraph, as I said earlier, we have P tag. So I'll put some dummy text inside this. I save it here. So I got the paragraph here. Okay. So if whatever we put there, we can see in the inspect thing here. You can see the paragraph is there. I'll define styles, predefined styles. So, okay. Now let's look about attributes. So now let's say we have heading. So let's say we have heading of hello world for now. So now we want to currently it is with color of black, right? So we want to display this hello world in red. What we are going to do is we can specify style tags, which is called as attributes here. Color red. Okay. So here the style we are defining here, it's called an attribute. You can have many attributes like classes, IDs, data attributes. There are a lot of attributes. So I'll discuss them whenever the attributes comes along. So for now it will make the color red. For hello world the color is now red, I guess. If you can see, the color is red. So the style here which we are mentioning inside the h1 tag is attribute. So that goes to style tag also. This is the same as style. We are mentioning styles here. Styles are nothing but CSS. We will discuss them in the future. That's it. So we have now we have tags and we need to format these tags. We have several tags for that also. Let's say for bold text, I want to display bold text only. So we have something called B. Instead of P we have B. So if I mention B inside this, it will make bold. That's it. The color will be bold. If you can see, I mean the font will be bold. And we have another strong. Strong means something like bold only. This is HTML 5 attribute. That's it. 5 tag. That's it. So both are same. I'll discuss about inline block elements next, so that you don't have to worry about that. So italics, if you want to display something in italic, you will just put I here, there, that's it, italic. So now the element is italic, displays in italic. And if you want to display something like emphasized text, what's called emphasized text, it's also something like italic only. Same italic, emphasized text also. And we have mark. Mark is something like if you want to, like, if you remember in old days we are going to mark in our books with sketches the important heading something at all. So it will do the same thing here. That's it. It is going to mark with something like this. That's it. It will come with hello world with some yellow color on top of it. And small is just opposite to strong. Will make font size something bit small regarding to the other text. So small is something like that. And delete is there will be a cross over on the text. That's it. You can see there is a crossover on the text. Hello world will be crossed. And if we put insert, it will give us something like underline text. So if you can see here, we got underline text, hello world only. That's it. And for subset, superset, this is. So if you ever worked with logarithms, you have something like log 10 base 10, right? So if you want to display something log 10 and base 10, we need subset and superset. So let's say if I'm going to display log inside P, and if I want subset, so log 10. Okay, so log base 10 for sub. Got log base 10, right? If you want to get log to the power of 10, we have something like superset. Got log base 10 base to the 10. That's it. I think you got. If you have any doubt, just ping us. These are some of the formatting tags we have in HTML. We have a lot of tags other than this also, some HTML5 tags and other tags. So if you go and look in, I'll recommend W3 Schools, which is the very popular site we have for HTML tags. If you go here, you go anything, you go HTML tag list. So these are the various tags we have here. If you see here, HTML tags from here, we have a lot of tags we can play with in HTML. Around 100 or 400 I guess. So in HTML, to deal with quotations, we have some tags for that also, something like block quote. So if you put some dummy text here and see, so we get some padding. I mean, we don't know padding. So something like space in front and at the end. We get some space in front or behind also. So this is the thing we mentioned in block quote here. Just add some indent. That's it. Nothing more than that. And we have simply quote. So it will do something like that. It will add quotes at the end and at the beginning. If you don't want to use something like that, you can simply mention quotes in p tags. How? So you can use that. You can put anything you want. So abbreviation is something like we have like www, World Wide Web. So it will add some dotted line below the text. That's it. So that we can mention what's the abbreviation of that. And address. So address tag is simply italic tags. That's it. Address tag makes the text italic. That's it. You can see here. So why do we need to mention address? We can just mention italic, right? So browsers use these tags to make our web pages more efficient. That's it. So if you mention these tags, browsers will know, okay, the guy is trying to put address in the web page, so that it will make something like that. It will make sense for the browser. That's it. Site also just it will make italics. That's it. The text it makes best italic. You can see the site also. Okay. I think that's all for formatting, I guess. These are the tags we have in HTML to format the text, to display text the way we want. If you know these things are more than fun. I think we use more likely H1 and P tags. Mostly we don't. So we just go with P tags and H1 tags or H2 tags maybe, I guess. That's it. I use mostly P tags in my work. Okay, so now we are at the we finished formatting the text. If you have any doubts, so this is like break tag. I mean, it will give one line without any content. That's it. It will give some space to us. If you can see, we got some space here. That's it for break tags. Okay. If you want any space, I will put break tags. That's it. So I think there is one more tag for to put a line. We got something like horizontal rule HR. If you put HR, you'll get a line. I guess we got a line here. I think you don't see. We have to put break tags. Now you can see we got a line here, right? So to put line for horizontal rule. That's it. We have some other tags like that. If you go and check in W3 Schools, we have multiple tags, several tags like that. So let's say if you want to put a link to another web page in our page, if you want to, like if you are mentioning if your friend in your web page or in our article, something like that, and you, whenever the user clicks on that, that word or that, like that link, you want to redirect user to that web page. So to achieve that functionality, we need links in HTML. We have links in HTML. So we have something like anchor tags. So VS Code, this is the code editor I use. I highly recommend you to use this also for HTML, CSS or JavaScript, which is very intelligent to give suggestions for us. So it will be almost all suggestions. So, so here anchor tag, we have something like link. So if we give that, it will give us the whole thing for us. We have to just mention here the web page, whatever the page we want to redirect whenever the user click this particular text. I'm just putting Google now. Okay. Click here. So if we go here, and if you can see, we got click here some text. Whenever we click this text, we are about to redirect to Google page. That's it. That's the link. Okay, I think you got it. So href here is attributes. We talked about attributes before. Style is an attribute. Here also href is an attribute. So it references another web page. That's it. So we have more functionalities in in linking the web pages. Here blank means target, blank means, so if you want to click, whenever the user clicks this text, the web page opens in the current tab only. We don't want that. We don't want the user to leave our page and go to another page. So what we can do is, whenever the user clicks this link, a new tab opens, and whatever the web page we give here, the user goes to that web page. So for that, we give target attribute as blank, so that the user goes to that web page. So now we have click here one. So if I click this link, we'll get web page, the Google website in another tab. Our web page is there. If I click the first one, our web page is is gone. That's it. We don't have our web page. The user has to go back. That's the difference between target blank and we have relative attribute also. No opener, no reference. This is something more advanced. I think we don't have to discuss anything now. So if you want to put some mail address, so that if anyone clicks that link, we want to open the mail app in our browser or in our phone, so that they can send mail to that particular address. I'll give my mail ID here. So I'll put one rectangle also, so it will come. Now if you go here, we have mail. So if I click mail, so it will ask, it will open, the computer asks to open the mail app to send email. That's it. Okay. And we have something like telephone. I mean, if you want to mention number, if you want to phone something or something like that, you can mention our number also. Yes, I'm done number. So if anyone clicks phone here, it will ask for call. That's it. If we click this link in our phone, it will directly goes to the phone app in our phone, in our session. These are mostly about links. I think we didn't forget anything. Yeah, these are the 4 things that we got for linking to on the web pages. So now if you want to put an image, in your web page, we have something called img. uh, img is the tag name to put, image. So this is src, means src attribute is source, so we need to mention the image we want to mention, we want to display. So for now I'll close the image here. Let's see if I can paste. Save the image. Put it here. And I'll rename it so that you don't have to. Okay, google.png. If you go here now, we have the image google.png. So we can mention, say, google.png. Okay, source. And all this, the text, sometimes it takes some time to load the image. In that time we need to specify what is we are going to display, what kind of image we are displaying. So there are some devices called screen readers which uses this text to read out loud. I think that makes sense. I'll say Google only. Source set is something advanced. I'll discuss in a little bit later. So if you can see now, we got image, Google image, that's it. And okay, I think it makes sense. Okay, now we got it. So now we don't want this to be like this. We want it to be, something more beautiful. It is taking the whole thing. So we can mention height and width of the web page. I mean, not web page, image. So that it will take that particular height and that particular width only, so that it will sit more nicely. Sorry. So give 200 pixel, 200 pixel. It will sit on the 200 pixel and 200 pixel box only. If you can inspect this particular image, you can see that it is sitting on 200 pixel to 200 pixel size. You want it. So that's not beautiful. Okay, I'll just go. So the same thing, but with source set. Source set is, let's say we want to display this image in multiple devices. We have phones, we have desktops of different sizes, we have tablets, we have several screen sizes, right? So we want to display each image on each screen sizes. In that time we can use source set. So we can give multiple images of multiple sizes separated by comma, and we can give height and width of that particular sizes. Or if any the screen size is equivalent to what we gave, so the source set will decide what image has to display, and it will display that image. I think it is advanced. It is for responsive images. Just don't worry about that for now. So to display image, we have something like image tag, and we need source. I think you don't need to worry about alt, height and width also, because we have to display, we are going to learn that about in CSS. In CSS we can learn more in depth on height and width, how to style images and all. So in HTML you have to just learn there is an image tag, and we can display images using that. That's it. Don't worry about anything else for now. So for tables, we have something called, we need tables to display content, right? So HTML comes with table tags for that. So we have a table tag. Uh, so so how we are going to display tables is we display through each rows. So to display a single row, we have something called TR, table row. We have something called TH to display table head. It's like first one, you know. First I can say something like ID. I will just make it 3-4 minutes. First name, second name, phone. Okay, so if you see these, now you got ID, first name and second name, phone. So we don't have any border, something like that. So for that you need to add some styles. That's it. So we have another tag called TD, which is table data. This is table head and this is table data. For the first row, we are displaying all of the columns we want, and in the second row, we are going to display the data of particular columns. So let's say I am saying ID of 1. We can first name something like, let's say phone number, some random phone number. If you go here, you got the table 1, first name, second name and phone number. So if you want another row, you can just give TR and TDs. That's it. TR TDs. That's it. This is. You can give true, something like now you get to see that what the table structure. If I put more rows, you can see that clear. Okay. You can play with tables, extensively. You can add colors to each row, you can add borders, you can style fonts, so more things you can do with CSS. So this is the bare bones of a table. So we just need a table tag, and we need a table row and first table head, and the next one is table data. That's it. I think it makes sense. For the first time it will be somewhat confusing. If you have any doubts, just ping. Okay. It seems no one has any doubts. Okay. I'll continue. So if you want to display a list, so what you are going to do? So we have two types of lists in HTML. First one is unordered list and second one is ordered list. So as unordered list, first one, as the name suggests, we have something like UL, which stands for unordered list, and if I give tab, it will, the VS Code gives us. So every item in the list should be decided as li. Okay. So if here we can like soaps, let's say items. You can put any item you want. So say some names on this, so it makes sense. If you see here, it will come with dots. Okay, so this is the unordered list. If we want numbers instead of dots, we have to go with order list. So for order list, we say it's OL, that's it, order list. And the same like, ally. So I will just copy these things and paste it here. And now you will get 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of those dots. That's the difference between unordered list and ordered list. I think you get the idea. So iframes. If you want to display another web page in your web page, you are going to use iframes. So I'll just source means the web page or the address of your web page. I'll give my website. Frame border here, as I said earlier, SRC is an attribute. Frame border is an attribute. Frame border means the width of frame border we are giving 0. So to make it somewhat beautiful, that's it. So if I go here, you can see that my web page is coming here. It's like browse web page inside of a web page, that's it. Okay, so I think it's very small. I will do some height and width so that it will be big. Top 100 pixels. So now you can see this is another web page in my web page. Okay, this is the iframe, that's it. Entities. So if you can see here, if you can see in code, the angle brackets. These angle brackets, if you want to display less than, greater than in your content, these are reserved characters in HTML. These are not going to be displayed in in the browser. There are several like that. So if you want to display something like that, let's say if you want to display an emoji, or if you want to display copyright symbol, we see copyright symbol in every web page nowadays, I guess. So something like here, there is no copyright symbol. Okay, if you want to display the copyright symbol like C, so how do you going to display? We have entities for that. We can put the specific code of that number, or you can just mention ampersand copy followed by copy, so which will give copyright symbol. If you go down, I think you can see here copyright symbol. So now you can see copyright symbol here. Okay, think you got it. So that's one of the symbols we have. So if you can go on, put ampersand here. So these are the several symbols we have to display in the browser, in the web page, specific web page. You can use any one of them. So colon, something like cube. I think there are around 200 or 300. I think it's around 1,000. You can use all of those things. Okay, I think you get the idea. Those are the entities which are reserved keywords in HTML. That's it. Okay, so forms. So I think you saw forms. Form is nothing but if you ever saw a login page, you have something like email address, your first name, your password, something like that. It's going to ask your first name. Not first name. It's going to ask your email ID and your password, right? So let's create a simple form, something like that, that you can get to know what I'm saying. So form, you don't need action for this. So if you want to say form in HTML, that's it. Form tags are you have to mention. So we have something like input. So we can take several types of inputs. Now we are going to take an input of type text. So which is no, we are going to type input of email, so that first email ID. We can give the name. So just don't worry about these names and all. These are useful in you want to play with JavaScript, then those are useful. We have input type of password. Yes, password. Yeah. That's it. And another one, input type of submit. If you go here, that's it. We can display something like label for every input. So if I say label, we don't worry about for now, like say email, copy this, password. Now we got the email label here. We have to enter email like this, and we have to enter password, your password, and if you submit, okay. So the browser, if you give type as email here, the browser will expect it should be of email, something like that. So if it is not, then it's going to throw an error. Okay, so if I submit, that's it. Email was submitted. It's also asking for my password. Okay, this is all about forms. We can give anything we want for this now. We can make any field you want. So like first name, second name, last name, whatever. So you can create any type of field you want. The types also, there are a lot of types for input. So we can ask for date, radio, submit text, time, file, color. So we have several types of input types we can ask for. That's it. So let's say you want to put video inside of your web page. So we have something like video for that. So we have to mention the source of the video. So I think I have one video. Let's copy that video. I will copy the audio also here. We go here now. So we got four. So movie, before. If you want to count, let's say first, let's do that. Let's see what's happening. So now you got the video. There is no controls. There is no control to play or pause or something like that. There is no volume buttons. If you want controls, you have to give another attribute called controls. Go to controls. Controls. That's it. Now if you go and see, you got play, pause, volume, full screen button, everything is here. These are the browser only. I think you get the idea. Same thing for if you want to display any MP3 file or any audio. Same thing like for your download. So something like MP3. So that's a song of my favorite. What's it? Okay. I have to fix the width of this. So this or audio type. Okay. So we didn't give control so that it's not coming. So if you give controls for audio also, we have to give controls. So if you copy that and if you paste controls, yeah, now we got the audios here. If I play it now, so we got the key. Someone will join. She joined at the and I guess so. Yeah, as I said, we got the controls here for the for the audio files. We can play any audio file and we can download if you want. You can increase volume, control. These are the controls provided by browser natively. You don't have to do anything for that. These are the various tags, attributes in HTML. So if you see our web page now, I think this is ugly, very ugly. If you want to make it beautiful or make it somewhat readable and something like a beautiful web page, as I said, so you need CSS for that, so that you can arrange the video somewhere, the audio somewhere, and you can give some titles, heading, something like that. You need CSS for that. You want to put this form here, you need CSS for that. And if you want to give some styles to the table, you need CSS for that. So these are the various tags. If you use just barely HTML, the web page will look something like this. We can display mostly any text using HTML. What's the time? I think we burned around an hour. So I think that's all about HTML. If you have any doubts, just let me know. Guys, I think 4 of them are there. Have any doubts? Or we can give, I guess. I think who are there? Asma is there. I think Asma has doubts. Asma, unmute yourself and ask if you have any doubts or just think. Oh, Dikshita, you missed the whole course, I think. I'll put this video on YouTube so that you can watch some other time. And Teja, if you have any doubt, bring it in the chat room. I think Yeshu, do you have any doubts? Alright, okay. I think you guys understand everything. Okay guys.
Hello.
Yeah.
Don't have that much doubts, but what we're looking forward is that using these maximum commands, can you please create a web page? Like you just now said that using these commands we can, how to say, like example, the screen that is you're presenting is in between the specific frame, right, in the middle of the page.
Which one?
ఇప్పుడు స్క్రీన్ లో కనిపిస్తుంది కదా,
ఏది?
ఏదో ఒకటి స్క్రీన్ పెట్టు.
ఓకే,
ఇప్పుడు like example, yeah, the yellow color hello world is not this one, another page.
Another page?
This is like a document.
ఇంకే పేజ్?
Okay, I'll just tell you. The yellow
text. Okay.
The yellow text is there, right?
Yeah.
And like the text we write in the body of the HTML, it's displayed like how the hello world and everything, the body is getting displayed. what I'm asking is, uh, in HTML pages, like left side and right side, what say, we have some specific frames added, right? How can, what command do we use for that?
Specific frame? You mean pixels? You want to give some space to
Hmm.
the hello world. That's it, right?
Ante example, like any, like example, W3 schools web page is there, right? Left side, specific frames are created, like columns. You got it? Columns.
This one, layouts. This is called
Yeah,
layout. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
To
Layout,
create
yeah, yeah.
layout,
Left
we need
side.
CSS. To create layout also, we need
Yes.
CSS.
Hmm. And sometimes some specific ads are going to display, right? For that also CSS is required or HTML commands are enough.
What? Some ads. What ads?
Ads వస్తూ ఉంటాయి కదా ఇప్పుడు
Okay, okay,
ఎగ్జాంపుల్
yeah,
ఇప్పుడు
yeah. That's also. Those are first they are going to be displayed like layout, and in specific layout they are going to put some image tag. That's it.
ఓకే
Add is
కెన్
some.
యూ
Add is a
scroll
GIF.
the page now to the bottom, scroll that page to the bottom, like syllabus HTML. You covered everything, right?
No, no, not everything. I covered most of them. There are a lot of tags. I think around 100 or 150 tags. So didn't cover
Okay,
everyone.
so HTML is only limited to these tags, nothing
Yeah,
more than that.
nothing more than that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Think you guys got everything.
Yes.
Thank you for joining. Bye.
Looking for next video.